Hi, everyone. Welcome to Unleash Her. Hey, I'm Roberta, and I am your host for today's podcast. And I have a very special guest with me today. I cannot wait to introduce you. But before I do me a favor. I want you to go ahead. I want you to like and subscribe to this video if you're on YouTube, because listen, the more engagement that we get, the better speakers that I can have here on my show. And this is all for you. So thank you so much for joining us today. And I want to introduce a very special guest. This is my daughter, Paige. Hi, Paige.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. So guys, listen, this is the month of March, and it is Traumatic Brain Injury Awareness Month. And so the reason that I want to bring my daughter on here was that in September the 9th of 2018, my daughter was hit by a car and sustained a traumatic brain injury. So I'm going to let her tell you a lot about this and see how she's doing 6 years later. So thank you, Paige, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me again on your podcast.
You're very welcome.
It's been how long?
Yeah. So it's been about a year. We did
Okay.
it last year. So it's been about a year, and I wanted to just touch base on how you were doing, what's been going on in the past year. And so I'm just gonna like turn everything over to you and let you tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, Lord knows I can speak. So
Yes, we do.
I can talk. So it's kind of crazy, like thinking back, wow, it's March again. It's traumatic brain injury awareness again. It feels like it was just yesterday where we were like, oh my gosh, last year it's March. What are we gonna post? How are we gonna promote and just create more awareness? I was in a different accident where the car that I was in hit us. And I think that was in February of last year. And so March traumatic brain injury awareness was different for me last year. I actually spoke.
Yes, that's right.
She forgot. At it was a brain connoissorium situation. Um and I actually spoke and I broke down and cried. I mean, I'm in a completely, see, you didn't even know we were going to talk about this.
Right.
I'm in a completely different point right now um, than I was a year ago, even today, with having the huge traumatic brain injury 6 years ago, September 9th, 2018, and then sustaining a second concussion, a mild traumatic brain injury, mild to moderate um, last year in February compared to my first one that was moderate to severe. And that is the highest of the ranking. So I I was making a lot of progress when the last accident had happened. And I think actually, we didn't know we were even going to talk about this today. I totally forgot until we just started. But yeah, every day of my life is completely different since that traumatic brain injury again. I think people who've had multiple traumatic brain injuries, especially starting with a severe one and then having a moderate one afterwards, it does shake things back up again. And you do go through the roller coaster of, I'm going through another traumatic brain injury in the beginning of this part again. And not a lot of people are going to understand that. Even when it boils down to even drinking alcohol. Even nowadays, even since this last brain injury, it hurts. It's a lot different than all the progress that I had made maybe year 4 or 5 of the last brain injury. So it's very interesting to me. And I've learned a lot even going through this traumatic brain injury the second time. But a lot of amazing and good things have happened in the last year as well. A lot has happened in the last 6 years. I do think even where I am today and the struggles that I have today because of that accident a year ago, in the previous severe brain injury before, even my closest loved ones like my mama, like y'all see it, but it's still so real to me. Like it's still an everyday thing. And I know it just gives me so much hope, and it makes me really happy and excited. Even on the days where I am really sad or in really a lot of pain compared to maybe some other days, maybe I just had way too much stimulation that day. Um, it gives me hope because I'm like, "Oh, but year 4, I was doing amazing." So, traumatic brain injury, you really do have to either it's gonna help you, you're gonna make it through that storm, like you're gonna take care of your body and you're going to feel better eventually, like you're gonna decrease the swelling and the bruising and things like that, or you might end up being really really sick or ending up with a different chronic illness because of that traumatic brain injury, and possibly even dying, unfortunately. um but I know the drill, and we learned a lot the first go around. So I just have so much knowledge on even, my soy lectin. We're in my house right now. My soy lectin, all of my different things that really, make me feel better and increase my life. So it's exciting to know this isn't going to be Paige forever. My brain is healing once again, and it will do it again. So that does make me very happy and excited. And I'm just very blessed because where I was even 6 months ago, I wouldn't be on the podcast. I wouldn't be on the video looking like this or feeling this good. I actually started my full-time job 4 months ago. So compared to a year ago, it's just like, thank you, God, so much. Like, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too after the last accident was that it brought up so much of the past, and you had like that PTSD coming back. Just it
Yeah.
brought all of those emotions from 2018. And so that was a struggle for you. But the one thing that really helped was that, you've been plant-based for many, many years.
Yes.
And so to be able to say, you were in good shape,
Mhm.
and I think that helped you a lot. And I think that's something that we all can do.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that just gave me something to talk about. It's funny because I lost myself after the first accident, and you have to. It's going to happen because, you're going through so much, you can't keep up with your exercise and doing everything correctly. And I'm once again like in the spot where I'm like, oh, I'm so healthy right now and I'm doing so good. And I just know again it's only going to get better, and I'm going to just get more healthy and fit. My body's going to be more fit, and again, my brain will be able to handle more threshold, and so will my body. Like even going to the gym, I tell some of my friends and family, yeah, I pushed it extra hard at the gym at work today. It's a fire gym. And my brain and body feel it. I'm extremely overstimulated because when it comes to doing exercise, it overstimulates a traumatic brain injury and it makes you feel a type of way. And every time, that's the thing I want to talk about traumatic brain injury. You not only have to heal from it, you also have to push your brain in order to get to the next level. And it's kind of funny because it's a metaphor, not only for my brain and my body, but for my life and my careers, multiple, including more specifically, my music career. Like you have to push. It hurts. Like it hurt pushing it at the gym yesterday. It doesn't just hurt my muscles and my body, it overstimulates my brain. My PTs at Drake University, down in Cincinnati, they would completely understand what I'm saying. I used to not even be able to walk on the treadmill after the second accident because my blood pressure would go so high so fast. He would be shocked. He was like, what is your brain? Your brain cannot comprehend physical activity. And so it's been a lot being, having traumatic brain injury is extremely isolating, but also any single person in the world needs to go through isolation in order to reach a next level in your life, a next paradigm in your life. So I can't believe, it's kind of like, with all of my belief systems, did I bring on this second traumatic brain injury onto myself, or did it happen by fate? Either way, I'm okay with it because, I've come to being okay with it. And I've come to the fact that this is in my journey, whether it was pre-planned or not, and it's making me stronger, and I will come out on top.
Yeah, you are doing really well, and I can tell when you're not, you get really quiet.
Yeah.
So, even when I got here today,
Thank you. Talk about it.
you were very quiet. I know you were tired. We've had to even
Not like
like
they're seeing me right now.
reschedule. No, we've had
Yeah.
to reschedule this. It doesn't just happen. And so,
And I wanted to reschedule today. And I was kind of putting out that vibe to her, texting all day. And then I was like, nope, God's telling me I was like, maybe Sunday would be better versus today's a Wednesday. And
Mhm,
again, I'm overstimulated, but I'm like,
mhm.
I go on stage a lot because we are speakers, but also more so because I'm an artist. And again, you push through that threshold. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I basically just go on to such of a high of adrenaline and just excitement and just wanting to share my story and getting cleaned up and feeling good. And I will be tired tonight. I will be tired tomorrow.
I can't imagine. I just want you to know. So, last Tuesday, I had this presentation at the school of Paul Mitchell. And so,
Say yes,
to thank
queen.
you, I was exhausted. I mean, mentally, physically, like that's all I did that day, basically. And
Mhm.
it wore me out. So someone that is dealing with a brain injury, an invisible injury, something, I mean, you really know how it feels. And I've seen it from you. I understand now. I have a better understanding. And so this is very important to me. Traumatic brain injury is um a traumatic brain injury is a concussion. A concussion is a traumatic brain injury. You do not have to hit your head. Um, it can be a jolt or a blow to the head. We
Yes.
had a presentation a couple years ago at the University of Dayton too, where you were able to, speak, and it was so moving for the people there. You want to talk about that a little bit
Oh my
too.
gosh, I freestyled the whole thing. I don't know how that happened.
You spoke from your heart.
It was so
And
interesting.
yeah, yeah. And it was just so good being a keynote speaker and being able to share that information. And we have, our book, we have a book signing coming up in a
Mhm.
couple weeks too. And so, you really have to be in that good place.
Yes, you do.
You have to get your rest.
Yes. You have to mentally, physically, spiritually just prepare for it.
Yeah.
Totally. You have to, if you want to be an author, if you want to get through something, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a CFO of a company, whatever you want to do, whatever your goals are, you want to have one of the biggest podcasts in the world, you have to be disciplined.
Hmm. Yeah. Discipline.
Extremely. Like you have
Right.
to have so many boundaries.
Yes. Okay. Boundaries. Very good.
Mhm.
That is very good. Knowing when to say no. I mean, you are a people pleaser. You have,
The biggest in the world.
ooh, I hit one there, didn't
The
I?
biggest in the world. Biggest people pleaser. At the
Uh-huh.
same time, I love to make people mad, but I'm also a people pleaser. Yeah.
But your boundaries. You know
Yeah.
when to say no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I really do have to be at a threshold of almost tears at this point for me to be like, I can't go. I think I didn't go to the gym today because I knew this was today, and I'm gonna hang out with a girlfriend tomorrow night. So I do weigh things out. It really just comes down to options. Like, am I, again, with the brain and with the body, am I going to rest and heal that way, or am I going to push through a threshold and heal my brain that way? And I think that's one of the most confusing things about traumatic brain injury, because I think some people push too hard and they get sick. And then other people don't push hard enough and they get way, 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 way too much help. And, then you're stuck thinking, because you made your mind not believe in yourself. So then, you're relying a lot. And so it's just such a conversation that could go on forever, and every single person's experience is going to be different. Um, but I'm just very grateful for mine. And it's a gentle reminder for someone who is a people pleaser, of stay up. I mean, I used to stay up all night in college and, work my jobs and get my homework done and still have fun. And other decisions have to be made nowadays and things. So it's a gentle reminder for me to pull back down to gravity. Paige, you have brain injury. Have you taken your vitamins today? Have you ate healthy? What has your week looked like? How much stimulation have you had? Are you ignoring the fact that you're not feeling well? Are you, overly tired? So it's a lot. Sometimes I'm on social media a lot. Other times I ghost. I go ghost. And it's funny because a lot of the time I do go ghost, I'm actually preparing extremely huge things. Other times I'm resting. But yesterday I made maybe the best song of my life. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I heard this.
No, you haven't. Maybe like I can see such a the new big baggy pants in the video and it just being like a girl jam. It's a really cool song. And my voice sounds very pretty in it, which I like my voice to sound very raspy a lot of the time, but it sounds very pretty. And I think that those songs could go viral and do very well. So yeah.
So you're still writing?
Yeah, I freestyled that. Yeah.
You love music, you always have, and music can be so healing too. But I want, so I've only seen pictures of your desk, like at work. So you have a whole setup, and because of the brain injury.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you have, because being on the computer can be difficult. So
It's funny because my last accident, I also injured my left shoulder. And, that's a lot of what's been like, oh, well, you can't have a job that's, demanding on your body because of your shoulder. But again, I'm also pushing through the threshold and healing for that. But it's funny because even people that are involved in this, they don't even think about my brain injury. It's so funny. It's not even like a second thought. Oh, well, you have to work an 8-hour shift, like staring at a computer every day. That's just not something people typically bring up to me or have any empathy for, or even have any idea that that would be a thing for me. And I just, I constantly talk to people on the phones and things while I'm there, while I'm staring at the computer, and I just stay super, super, super positive. That's the very first thing I recommend. You should never be in any situation where you're just such in a bad mood. You have to keep it extremely positive. And on top of that, it's funny because I'm working at a billion-dollar company and major people are coming up and talking to me, and on my desk I have crystals. I have aromatherapy. I have my vitamins. See, I have more stuff than you thought. People have asked me, team leaders and things, what is that? What are you taking?
oh my goodness.
Vitamins, healthy food. My healthy food, I think people actually cannot believe that I bring in meal prep almost every day. And they're like, a lot of people are eating, especially around the Super Bowl time. It was funny, so much pizza and wings. And I'm like still eating my Buddha bowls. Not perfect. I definitely eat bad as well. And I do sometimes buy food at lunch, but I am a pretty healthy kid. Especially compared to like other people around me. My desk gives off a very different vibration than a lot of the people there. Um, and I think it's interesting to people. And once they see I am an open book, then they come up to me and talk. But I might look a little scary otherwise because I just do things differently in my life.
Okay, so Unleash Her is about confidence
Mhm.
and all of and living your authentic life. And you are probably the biggest example of this, of living your authentic life. And I think through the past few years, you might want to talk about this, but you really found out who you are.
Who I am, what I like to look like, what I like,
Mhm.
what I disagree with, what I don't, the way that I let people treat me, the boundaries I have. Like, I'm just, I'm an opinionated person, but at the same time, I'm very not, because I more so believe in, is this a good vibe or a bad vibe? And I base a lot off of that. Um,
Your intuition is very strong.
yeah, I can't, I, it's like, can I teach it? I think we might have talked about this last podcast. It's just,
Mm.
I think that everybody knows what's right and wrong, but I think it's been masked so many times that people are just so confused. But for me, I don't know. My life is so weird. Like, even I told you the story this morning walking in, I walked in on the wrong floor. I just feel like my life is a dream. That's why I like this shirt today. It says take solace. Like, just chill, just relax, like live in that dream state world. And I asked God every single day for signs all day long, and all day that I'm working on the computer and I see things and something said, I said, I need a sign. And right away it said dreamland today. And I'm like, I do live in a dreamland. I'm going to talk about that later. And a lot of the time I take pictures of the things I see online while I'm there, just to remind me. Like later on, like scroll through my pics. Oh yeah, that happened. But I just remember that one so well. It was really interesting. It was like, yeah, I live in that dream state. And I do get sidetracked and I do get pulled into that vacuum of darkness, is what I've called it since I was a little kid. Like, the darkness used to follow me a lot as a little kid. But as I've grown, like, my faith has grown stronger, and I've just grown stronger as a person. And I can see past that BS nowadays. Most of the time, sometimes it does encompass me and trap me, but a lot, like, I can just see it so much better nowadays. I'm like, no, not happening.
It's
It
so,
happens though. We're all human.
I know, it's so crazy though, because you really are one of the sweetest, good-hearted people. This girl right here, and I'm not just saying this because you're my daughter. Listen, I have seen her in every single situation. You, I've never seen you stoop low. I haven't. You have always done the right thing. You are such a good example for so many people. And thank you for that.
Thank you, Mama.
I would like to say it's all just everything that I did, but it's not. I think I know that we all have a purpose here on earth and maybe different purposes, but you're really doing the right thing. So
Thank
thank you.
you. I know it sounds so cheesy, and like people would probably be like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. There's no way that girl feels that way. But like, my role model is like Mother Teresa. Like,
Mhm.
she always chose the right path. She never, ever, ever like fought against anything. You never want to fight against something. You only want to fight for goodness. Or you don't want to fight, you just want to promote goodness, shall I say. Um, Even like today, it's funny. The only time I ever get all like rough and tough is really when I feel like, okay, I'm gonna have to stand up for myself or another person. And that is the only time I ever have a feeling of like, no, not gonna happen. Like today, so I sit next to somebody that has not an invisible injury, they have a physical injury, and I will be there for that person. So that's the one time I will get in my feelings about that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
But I've
yeah,
never seen you get ugly.
never. I
Even when you're standing up for yourself or for someone else,
Yeah,
I've never seen you get ugly. I'm
yeah.
telling you guys, This girl on her birthday, I forget how many years it was, probably about 5 years or something. It was after your accident when you had to move back in. And this was on your birthday and somebody was really messed up. We were down by the river and they had some issues and couldn't really they
Communicate.
yeah. And you stuck with that person
Mhm.
and found, that person help. And so we need more people like you in this world.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
do try to promote it. I do really.
Mhm.
Well, also at the same time, like you can still be fierce and feisty and you can still be all that. I just feel like there's so many levels of like knowing what's appropriate. Like again, don't stoop down to like the ugliness. Like if even if you do have to say something or stand up for yourself, like don't go ugly with it. Just speak the truth and
And
that doesn't even happen a lot.
and come from a place of compassion because we understand when people are struggling that there's something going on with them. When
Yeah,
people do get
definitely.
how do we say?
Yeah. Upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so here's the thing, guys. We're going to keep this short today. This girl is tired and I'm tired too, but we wanted to come on and talk about how you were doing. Um um I'm very proud of you. And is there anything else that you want to share with the audience today?
Yeah, you're going to want to stay tuned, keep up with me because I have a lot of big things coming up. And again, even when I'm silent, I'm creating, wow, a lot. And I always have new plans going through my head. And I'm constantly putting them in my notebooks and my to-do list and my calendars. And I'm very motivated and excited and continually just so excited for God's plan for me. So you're definitely going to want to stay tapped into what I'm doing. Bigger and bigger and bigger and better things just are constantly on the horizon every year for us. It's crazy. We're so blessed and we're so excited.
So if people want to reach out to you, if people would want you to, even be a speaker at an event for traumatic brain injury or other things, how can people
Yeah.
get in touch with you?
Independent artist, entrepreneur, an artist that has over, 6 million views on their account. I can go into a lot of different conversations. I actually know how
Mm,
to help independent artists extremely. I know how to help people get 9 to 5 jobs at extremely well-known, huge corporations. I could do a lot of different talks and series and things like that. You can connect with me. All of my social media is I am Paige official _. It's super simple. It's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads. If you're into Threads, I am. Come look me up on Threads. I'm pretty cool on Threads.
I'm gonna have to jump back on there. I'm not on there very
I
often,
like
so
Threads a lot.
yes, you do, don't you?
And yeah.
Aw,
um
yeah.
yeah, lots of good things and I'm very, very excited and it's crazy, but I've known my whole life this is who I am. I've known my whole life this is my path. I've known my whole life I'm like one day I'm gonna open up for the Super Bowl, like all of that. Like it's just my
Mhm.
truth and I just love being Paige and I'm grateful you named me Paige. I'm grateful I am who I am and grateful you're my mama and you have Unleash Her. That's kind of
Mhm.
been our
Mhm.
our thing our whole life has been, we've been through hell, but stand up for yourself and continually become a better person and unleash her.
Yeah.
We've been doing that extremely the past few years. So um we love to connect with new people. We love women, we love men, we love everyone, we love children. We've done all different kinds of events. I've performed from the biggest stages, even to stages where I'm performing for kids, doing some of my Through the Storm, fearless music type of things, and
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
opportunities on the way.
And um which one, Fearless or Through the Storm would be beautiful for like a children's movie or something.
Fearless. Fearless.
I could see it.
I can see Through the Storm too. Through the Storm is a more grown-up song, I think. So I think Fearless is more, yeah, that pop bop sound.
Yeah. So check it out. So where's
Yeah.
your music?
My music everywhere on my social media will take you there. All the links and all those bios. There's no way to not be able to find me on social. I might have came up on your For You page. But everything, once you're on one of the platforms, you'll be able to find the other platforms. You'll be able to find my Apple Music, my YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, everything, you name it. I am an independent artist, so I do get all of my earnings for you guys listening to my streams, and I'm very grateful, very, very, very grateful. And just sharing it with one person helps so much. Sharing it with 10 people helps so much. Sharing it with 100 or 1,000 helps a lot. So please promote that. I always have new music on the way. I have 2 albums out, so more and more and more to come.
That's right. Betty Blue.
Betty Blue. More awesome collabs to come too.
I love it. Oh, yep. Is your time about over? Are you about done?
Yeah, I think it's about there.
Yep. Running out. Is your battery kind of running?
My battery's decreasing a little bit, but I see how good I look on this camera, and it just keeps me so motivated.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
All right. One more thing I want to say.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Love yourself so much. I love myself. I kiss myself. I'm so cute. You should love yourself. Do what makes you feel good. Dress, make yourself feel good. Go for a walk, lose a couple pounds, like eat healthier, like eat a donut or eat ice cream, do what you want, but do things that make you feel good. And it's a whole body experience. You should feel good all around. You shouldn't just feel good in one area. It will reflect. When you feel good, it will reflect. And I feel like everyone should have the opportunity to be the best version of themselves. And that's the book I just started reading over there. And I highly recommend it. I can't see exactly. I can't see up close, so I can't see up close, but I can see far away. But I don't know what that says.
You can share that in the comments.
Matthew Kelly. It's a book by Matthew Kelly. And it's about being the best version of yourself. And even if this podcast or my music doesn't inspire someone or doesn't inspire you, if anything, the biggest giveaway and takeaway, obviously we're talking about traumatic brain injury being March, but at the same time, you should be the best version of yourself, and don't let other people put you in a box and tell you what to do with your life, because YOLO is real. You only live once. You're only like you should build a legacy. You should build that life for yourself. So I hope you do it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for sharing. We're going to come back on and talk about some other things next time. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. And live your best life. Take care of you. Fuel your body the best that you can, right?
Yes.
In every single way. Surround yourself by things you love and people you love.
Yes.
Okay. And
no one's perfect.
Yeah. We're not, but God made us exactly how we are supposed to be. And finding that true, authentic self and loving yourself is the best that you can do.
Yes.
I'm proud of you. Thank you, Paige. Thank you so much. And thank all of you. And remember, please make sure to like and subscribe and share this with somebody. If you know someone that has had a traumatic brain injury or a concussion, share this with them. Also make sure, send them our book on Amazon. It's She Looks Fine. We'll have that in the comments as well. And please feel free to reach out to either one of us. I'm telling you, we're there.
Yeah.
We will respond to you.
You need advice on, getting your brain, healed a little bit more. We can talk. I can listen to your issues, and have an idea of, okay, well, this is what worked for me. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Thank you. Everyone, thank you again for coming. And I love you all. I love you. Mwah! And I love you, girl.
Love you, mama.
Oh,
Bye, y'all.
all right. Like my grandma used to say, see you later.